and welcome to a new session of Pages. I'm Amelia Lee from the Diploma of Communications and Media Management at Temasek Polytechnic. So with me today are my very two special guests, Mr. Wee Ting Ye and Mr. Nixon Tan.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So, the poem that we'll be discussing today is entitled Chope by Joshua Ip, and it's taken from the anthology Under One Sky. So, Chope basically revolves around a theme of marriage and how the author feels that marriage in the 21st century has basically become more materialistic. So, to kick things off today, I have with me a jewelry box containing a 10-carat diamond ring, as well as a packet of tissue. So, I'd just like to ask the both of you to imagine that you were a girl who had two suitors. You're a very lucky girl. So, one of your suitors is a wealthy man who spends a lot of money buying you a fancy diamond ring to ask for your hand in marriage. While the other man, he's not very rich, so what he does is he places his packet of tissue on your lap and he says, "I chope you now, you're reserved solely for me from now on." So, which suitor do you think you're more likely to be moved by and would agree to marry? Tingye, why don't we start with you?
I actually think the whole concept of using a tissue paper, it's quite cool, really. Like, it's cost-effective. I mean, how expensive can a packet of tissue paper be? And I think it delivers the same message across effectively, if not better. So, but at the end of the day, I think I'll still want a ring because, a ring holds sentimental memory and it serves as a status symbol, like here, I'm taken, like I'm married. I don't think tissue paper can ever do that.
Okay. So, Nixon, do you share Tingye's thoughts on this?
I agree with him that I would choose the ring. It's because the ring has value in it. The person is willing to fork out his money, whether it's an extravagant ring or not, but it has the value in it as compared to that action of putting a tissue on your lap. I mean, I know he's trying to be witty and stuff, but I just can't seem to appreciate the thought. Right.
So we have a consensus here today. A ring, no matter how cheap or expensive it is, it's still the most important symbol of a marriage. So moving on, Tingye, I'd just like to ask you, what are your thoughts on couples who are willing to splurge $6,000 on a shiny stone when this money could actually be put to more practical uses in future?
Honestly, if everyone thought that way, nobody would be spending 100K on weddings anymore. They can tell themselves, why spend this 100K on weddings when I can use it for my son's future college fees? I feel that, the devil lies in the details, and couples should stop thinking about whether this event would bring about any further practical uses to them in the future. They should start spending more on it because these events create sentimental memory that they can never forget. So I feel that they should start spending more on such stuff.
Right, so it's worth it to pay a lot of money for memories that are actually priceless,
Indeed.
Right. So in the poem, the author asks, is there an issue of sincerity if over coffee, talk turns by and by towards the prospect of an HDB? So I'd like to pose the same question to the both of you. Nixon, why don't we start with you first? So is it still an equally sincere proposal if a man were to ask a lady, buy an HDB flat with me? Or does it have to be a traditional down-on-one-knee proposal for it to be a sincere one?
Actually, that buying a HDB is a really sincere proposal. It's a big deal. I mean, the person is trying to sit down and discuss with you how you would like to spend his life with you in the future, how he's willing to spend the money to live with you in a HDB flat. As compared to that down-on-one-knee proposal, I mean, it's a simple and common action that is done by many people. This guy could be doing it to this girl and be doing it to many other girls.
Right. Do you think the same way as Nixon?
I wholeheartedly agree with Nixon. Like, you can, go down on one knee and propose to any girl you want. But, especially in Singapore, HDB flats are so expensive that if my partner ever wants to share HDB with me, it would just mean that I'm special because she's willing to go through all this financial burden with me. And I think that it's a really sweet kind of proposal, although it's a bit weird. But yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yep.
So we have two very agreeable guests today, huh? So this wraps up our session here on Pages, and thanks once again for being here. So once again, I'm Amelia Lee, and this has been Pages, brought to you by Temasek Polytechnic and Read Singapore.